Burkinabe-resistant Ibrahim Mahiga in mortal danger from the USA. Alassane Ouattara has decided his fate. Part 2 and end. At the beginning, the man named Mahiga stood out in Burkina Faso, and subsequently in the sub-region, for the relevance of some of his analyses. He distinguished himself on his Facebook page by the geomancer sand symbol which he used to predict events that would occur in his country. The credibility of his information even forced the international press to embrace it. He was, with yours truly, one of the few to give the details of the fall of Roch Kabore and Paul-Henri Damiba Sandaogo. At one time, it was the stupidest soldier in the Ivorian army, Colonel Dozo Koni Zakaria, who told Alassane Ouattara that he knew Ibrahim Mahiga very well and that he could pick him up and bring him back to his boss's pocket. He boasted about it so much that the Ivorian dictator was convinced and gave the green light for the charm operation. It was a poor understanding of Ibrahim Mahiga, who has a sense of honor like any good Burkinabe from the land of integrity men. He flatly refused. And this refusal was considered a casus belli. Since then, the team has vowed to make him pay dearly. But Ibrahim Mahiga has another tenacious enemy, it is Ben Mokhtar Mawoloud. This Malian from Gao, Marabout, businessman, arms trafficker, cocaine dealer, considered the damned soul of Teini Birahima Ouattara known as the Vile, the younger brother of the Ivorian despot, Alassane Ouattara, is also determined to have the skin of this activist. Indeed, Ibrahim Mahiga does not miss any opportunity to expose the schemes and shenanigans of the Malian Marabout arms trafficker who sold the Ivorian army drones, armored vehicles and helicopters of such poor quality that they are all broke down one after the other, even before being deployed in theaters of operation or surveillance zones for terrorist activities on the Ivorian borders. Ben Mokhtar ended up convincing Teini Birahima Ouattara that nothing would be achieved with MAGA and that the only solution was to kill him. When Koni Zakaria's charm operation failed, we still decided to continue the carrot policy towards the intractable American Burkinabe activist. And it was the turn of the Gendarmerie General, aide-de-camp to Alassane Ouattara and military commander of the Abidjan Palace, Bakary Diarra-Souba, to step up to the plate. It turns out that Diarra-Souba's biological brother knew Ibrahim Mahiga. So he was asked to see how to turn it around with money. General Diarra-Souba was responsible for traveling from Abidjan to the United States to meet MAGA and try to turn him against Burkina Faso and Captain Ibrahim Traoré. There too, it was a complete failure. Tired of war, the group concluded that there was no other solution than to follow Ben Mokhtar's advice, the physical elimination of this obstacle to going in circles. In the sick head of the old man, it is Captain Ibrahim Traoré who dictates the regular attacks against him via Ibrahim Mahiga. It was Ibrahim Mahiga who put him in difficulty with the ECOWAS countries. He considers that an Ibrahim Mahiga-Soro-Guillaume alliance can only lead, sooner or later, to his downfall. If after 5 years he has not succeeded in assassinating the president of GPS, Guillaume Soro, he hopes to succeed with Ibrahim Mahiga. Alassane Ouattara therefore held a meeting with the people I mentioned. And it was at this meeting that the decision was made to eliminate American citizen Ibrahim Mahiga, proud of his Burkinabe origins. To give the maximum chance of success, an assassination plan was concocted with 2 parts. The first consisted of finding one of Ibrahim Mahiga's former girlfriends or companions who would agree to put him to death the way Isiaka Ouattara, known as Ouattao, was killed, that is to say by poisoning. The poisoning of enemies is a well-known and well-documented practice of the Ivorian government. And the second part was to find a hitman to kill him in the streets of the United States. As for the poisoning aspect, the lady who was contacted and who must carry out the operation is known. She underwent training under General Diarra-Souba. As for the one who should carry out the assassination, they had thought for a time of sending an Ivorian soldier accustomed to this type of operation. But they ended up giving it up because of the efficiency of the FBI in solving these kinds of cases, and decided to hire the services of a local hitman, and God only knows there are many of them United States. This should appear as a settling of scores between drug dealers. The matter is very serious. Those who want to believe it, let them believe it, and those who don't want to believe it, let them not believe it. I, Chris Yapi, did my part. If Ibrahim Mahiga gets in touch with me, he will have the precise names of those who still want to kill him. Chris Yapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.